Hi guys. You all seemed interested in a little kind of info video on inking, specifically which kinds of ink to use, all of that. So that's what we're gonna do. So I use three main types of ink. They're all Speedball brand. So with block printing, linoleum printing, there's three like main types of ink that you'll use. There's water-based, there's oil-based, and then there's a water-oil like mixture, okay? And then there's fabric ink. All right, so I guess there's four actually. So oil-based, most people probably, I would say, are not using as much these days. It takes forever to dry. So if anyone paints with oil paints, you know that it takes a very long time to dry. The oil-based ink is not any different. It also can't be cleaned with soap and water. The cleanup is a little bit heavier. You need mineral spirits, which of course then you need like proper ventilation and proper way to throw all of that stuff away, dispose of. So anyway, that's why most people probably are not using oil-based ink as much these days. I do not use it ever. I use either the water-based or the mixture. So this is the water-based. It's Speedball block printing ink. It's just black. So I was gonna open it and show you guys what it looks like if I can get it open. So this is like obviously really liquidy, but it has some consistency to it. Okay, so this jar is about probably $15. This is the water-based one. This is the one that I use probably the most. So I use it when I'm teaching. I use it at school when I'm teaching my middle school kids. I also use it when I'm teaching my printmaking classes at the Health Center and Shopmade because in DC, because it's water-based, it dries really, really quickly. And it's super easy cleanup. You don't need soap, you just need water. So it's like especially great for classes for teaching or for practice prints, or if you just are kind of a beginner and you just want like a really quick, easy cleanup. So this is the water-based. This is probably what you would use the most. Like I said, it does dry very quickly. So you guys have heard me talk about this bench hook. The bench hook is what I use for carving, but it's also what I use for printing. And the ink goes kind of at the top and then you pull it down with your brayer. So this water-based ink, once you get it out of the can, and I use a palette knife, once you get out of the can and you put it on your bench hook, it's gonna start drying really, really quickly. Okay, so you have to work really fast. The benefit of that also then is your prints dry very quickly. Almost like immediately they're dry to the touch. They will still be a little bit tacky for maybe an hour or two, but then they're dry. Okay, so that's the water-based ink, okay? Doesn't stain, very, very easy. Okay, this is what's called the professional ink. This is Super Graphic Black. Okay, so this is also by Speedball. You can tell just by the jar that it's already like messier. I don't know if I can get this lid off there. So this one is a little bit more full because I don't use it quite as much. It's not as liquidy, it's not gonna move around and stuff as much. So this, I just touched the lid and it's already all over my hands. So this is the mixture, okay? This is the oil mix. It's not completely oil based, 100%, it's mixed. Okay, you use this for your block printing, your lino printing relief, okay? This has a much, much, much slower drying speed. When you take it out and you're putting it on your bench hook, you have a longer time to kind of work with your ink before it dries. So you can have the ink here, you can print, you can go have a smoke break. I don't know if people do that still. Come back and it'll still be wet and like ready to ink, okay? Also, the downfall is your paper, the ink and your prints that you're doing take forever to dry. They'll still be, Speedball says like 3 to 4 days. I honestly think it's more like 7 to 10. It's long. So But you get like a really, really solid dark black that, or whatever color you're using, that's a little bit, I think, richer than the water-based. It also is a little bit harder to clean up. You need soap and water. I usually just use like Dawn dishwashing soap is fine in warm water. So you don't need mineral spirits or anything like that. It is easy cleanup, just not quite as simple as the water. And this will stain, okay? Lastly, I use Speedball fabric, okay? So when I was doing things like, actually, let me go get it. So when I was printing, if you guys follow my Instagram, I was printing these bags with my dog print on these little like canvas totes, which are super cute. And that was done with the fabric ink, okay? So I actually took my just regular linoleum block, there's no screen printing, and I used this ink instead. So you use it the exact same. You don't actually need quite as much. It goes faster. So you use it the same way. This is kind of like the oil mixture, that it's a slower drying speed, okay? So it's not as slow as this, and it's not as fast as this, which is the water-based. It's sort of kind of in between, okay? This obviously stains as well. It's supposed to, it's fabric. This cleans up with soap and water as well, not just water. So that is what you need to know about ink to get you started. Feel free to hit me up if you need any questions. Thanks for watching.